Hello, today I'm starting my card with 2 pieces cut to 3x4, a wood grain and a multicolored print, and then I'm going to be using a big punch. You can also use this technique with a digital die cutter, but I'm just going to do a very quick version with the snowflake punch. So, large Martha Stewart snowflake, and I'm going to pop my multicolored design behind there. I'm just looking for where I like the colors best, and I might try, I had another pattern in mind that might work better. This is a more subtle pattern, and I think I'm going to go with that one. I think the multicolor works really well with a larger open shape, and I'll do that another day. But today I'm going to do this more subtle pattern in the background so that the snowflake design really pops out. And adding foam adhesive to the back of the card with the punched out design so that there'll also be this little bit of a shadow so that you can see that the layers are in reverse of what we normally do. So I've put the snowflake punch is punched out of the top layer rather than just being this piece added on top. So I've got my more subtle pattern in the background lining up these 2 cards and adhering that down, and then I'm going to work with this bottom layer of the bottom half of the card. For the bottom of this card I'm going to do a little layering, a little stack of things. So I have my larger punch that I used on an earlier card where I used the middle-sized one but didn't use the big and the little one. I also have just a plain little paper tag, nothing specific, and if you didn't happen to have one on hand, you could just cut a little rectangle with rounded corners or anything like that. And I'm going to stamp on this tiny one. I think this star will technically not fit. It's going to go off the edges a little bit. I think I'll use some red ink for this. Red dye ink, star right in the middle of that. Let that dry for just a second. So in my little stack of things here, I've got larger label, smaller tag. I think I'll stamp in brown on that larger label too. Stamp over to the side so that I have a spot to stack up all the extra things. That's going to go over there. I want something with a little bit of different texture. So I'll add in a wood grain snowflake perhaps. I think that's going to be too much to go into the pocket. So I'll try star. I think the better idea would be going with a really small star that can go on top of that tag. Just picking out a little chipboard star. Yeah. Glue that so it's on top but over to the side. I want a little bit of dimension behind this, but not an entire pop dot. So I'm just going to take this little scrap of paper, stick adhesive in the middle and fold it in half, and then do the same to the back. So there's just a bit that's picking that up. And the last time I did a wood grain card, I had half a doily left over. So I think the whole doily there is too much, but maybe just a tiny little bit of it. So I'll cut this in half again and see if anything looks nice. So I can just hold it in place so that I've got to a place where I like the top. I can cut off the extra and then stick it back together. And because I've got this tag with the little hole at the top, I'd like to bring in some twine. And then a few drops of gold mist. And that's where I'm going to call this one done. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.